Hey everybody, welcome to day 17 of the 30-day daily drawing challenge designed to help you develop a daily drawing habit in 10 minutes or less per day. So welcome back. Thanks a lot for watching. And today we're going to be doing amphibians. So find some photos of amphibians on website. Google's a good source for images. So search out for Google, pick an amphibian. I'm going to go with some of the poison dart frogs. They're super bright colored, and this will give me the opportunity to show you some more of the markers and different colors and what you can really achieve with a big color range palette. Without further ado, I'm going to hit start on my timer and get to my photo that I picked. It's this little blue dart frog, and let's see if he cooperates. The phone. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a light blue, and instead of the light gray, I'm going to start with a light blue. And I don't know if I'm going to use the brush. I think I'm going to stick with the chisel point to get this guy kind of get his shape and form filled in here, because he's really kind of a base blue. But you can kind of see how he's got this big eye. His back comes down here. He's got that back leg. And it comes in. This big foot. So you can, with the blue, it's a little bit easier to see how when you go back and forth over an area, you can develop a little bit of a shading. If you're careful. So he's got this other leg is up here. This big, this little sprawled out look here he's got. Watch where his back, hand, and arm are. A couple of feet over there. This is all dark. Yeah, I'm trying to leave a space for where the highlight is, because that's one of the things with markers. You have to add in some other kind of add in an opaque white. Okay, this is pretty good for a quick and dirty doodle. Okay, so that was the light blue. Let's move in. This is a much darker blue, so I'm gonna test it out over here to see how much darker, and it's a lot darker. So I think what I'm going to do is try and use it sparingly. So I'm going to use it in here, and you'll see what I'm hoping that will work. So what I'm going to do here is come through. I'm not too worried about his black pattern at this point. But I am going to kind of want to see if I can get some kind of a blending here with, instead of using a colorless blender, which is an option, I'm going to actually blend it with this light blue. So let's come in here with this light blue, and it should feather out just a little bit, not a ton, because it isn't, yeah, actually not at all, hardly. No, it's doing it. But not as much as some other forms of sketching tool. So this isn't watercolor, and there's a little bit of depends on the type of paper too. So that's what this render, you don't get to quite blend as much, but you do kind of you do still achieve a little bit of an effect, but it's not quite a mixing paint kind of a blend. But wait, I think when we do come in with the, I'll come in with some grays. That'll help too. And don't forget, this is because we're working with a limited palette here. If I wanted to, I could keep digging through my collection and find other colors. But because we're doing a 10-minute quickie, you really want to avoid that a little bit, because otherwise then you end up spending all your time looking for your markers, like looking for special colors. So, and that'll help you too when you're going out. If you want to go outside and draw it all, it'll help with your. It's going to help with your kit. You're not going to have to carry as much stuff, right? You know, the less things you have to carry, the better. Okay, I'm going to put some of this blue down as part of the black, and it'll get overlaid, and but at this point, I think this could benefit a little bit from a little bit of extra blue underneath that black. A little bit up here. It's got a little pattern down here. It comes around. And poison dart frogs are pretty cool. I mean, I think you might be able to find one. Whatever your favorite color is, you can find one of these little guys. Right. Comes around. Pick through the pattern. Here's this one here. Shadows underneath. And at this point, you can kind of see how it doesn't really look like it's all coming together at all. But now, let's see, we got a little darks underneath here. Got a circle there. Make sure we get the whole as much of this pattern as we can. Because now I'm going to go in with that. I'm going to go in with the medium gray, which is the N4, and play around with where I see these shadows, and it's going to add a little bit more depth to this guy, a little more roundness. And kind of start to show up a little bit more. I've got the green out too, but I don't know if I necessarily need to add that right away. For his leaf. Make sure we put the shadow in here. That back arm here. Going back and forth, a little scumbling there. Now I'm going to come in with the darker tone that's almost black. And I noticed in the last video, it might be really hard to tell when I add the blacks in here after this one, where those blacks actually are. But that's part of the fun of experimenting. And to me, that's one of the things that's great about sketching, is this ability to experiment. So here's where you want to kind of pay attention a little bit more to where you're. I think these shapes are going to be what pulls him together. This is the detailed work. over here. Check out where his get this pattern in for him. Sure. Some of the highlights, you can kind of tell where his little bones are underneath. And it reminds me of oh, that's 10 minutes. I'm gonna finish out this. Oop, stop. I'm gonna finish out this these blacks here. So I'm gonna go a little bit over on time. If you're stretched for time, though, don't worry. If you go over, you didn't finish it. The nice thing about downloading an image and working from that image is it's not going to change. So at some point, I'm going to start filming outside. Currently, it's winter, and I hate to say this, but it's not that fun to draw outside in the winter. There's something about the cold and what it does to your fingers and your ability to actually hold onto a pen or a pencil or a brush or anything. So. But I've got some ideas on what to do with that. It's just, I mean, let's be honest. It's cold. Do I really want to go outside? Do you really want to go outside? I don't know. Okay, let's see if now, let's get a little bit of that Sharpie in here. I want his eye to be as kind of the dark. Make sure I get the darks here. And I'm going to use this almost like it's the pencil at this point for this one. So we can kind of, you know, basically give them an outline so that it should all pull together because of that. Kind of think about how that shape is in the front. Might have missed it a little bit here. But, and like I said, the reason I do the blacks at the end is because otherwise those light colors will blend and you'll get a little bit of a little mud tone thing that'll happen. Let's see how his hand kind of goes backwards. It's interesting how that holds his thumb. I always want to have a tendency to want to anthropomorphize these kinds of guys. And so I tend to want to put their hands in positions that would make sense for a human. But when you aren't a human, you can kind of move your hands a little bit differently. So there we go. We'll put in a little bit of extra dark at the bottoms. Like I said, this might be hard to see on the difference between the gray. And then why not? Since I'm here and I've got it, and I've gone over anyway. Let's just add a little bit of green with the chisel point, just so you can kind of see. There we go. Poison dart frog completed. Went a little bit over on time, probably a minute or two, I think. So, but don't you know, if you didn't get a chance to make the 10 minutes, don't sweat it. If you sat down and opened up your sketchbook, put pencil to paper, pen to paper, you are achieving your goal. So, thanks a lot, everybody. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow, what do we have in store? Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing big predator mammals. So I think I want to probably pick either a roaring wolf or a grizzly bear Polar bear could be pretty cool. I'm going to see what kind of I can come up, what pops up in Google image search. And then after big predators, the next day will be deep sea mammals. Well, deep sea, there are some, but deep sea animals. So deep sea creatures, because at the point that they're down there, they almost don't look like they're from Earth. So really neat things with telescopes and light bulbs on their heads. So thanks again, everybody. Hey, if you made it this far, please be sure to give me a like. Share this with your friends, anybody you think might be interested in trying this challenge. And going forward, if you've got any suggestions on what you'd like to see me do in the future once the 30 days are up, I want to try and keep filming as much as possible during the week. And we'll see how things go. But if you have any ideas on or suggestions or any kind of things, any questions, anything at all, just put it down below in the doobly-doo, and I'll do my best to answer them. So thanks a lot, everybody. Hey, if you can give somebody a reason to smile, you just might get to smile too. So love you all. Thanks again. See you tomorrow. Bye.